This is TOEFL IBT speaking test, and this test evaluates your ability to communicate in English in an academic setting. It consists of 4 tasks. Task 1, express an opinion on a familiar topic. Listen to 2 students discussing the announcement. Student 1, I think this recycling initiative is a step in the right direction. I've noticed how much trash piles up in the dorms, and most of it could probably be recycled. With those new bins in place, it'll be so much easier to sort our waste. And the competition is a great idea. People get really competitive around here, so I think it'll encourage everyone to participate. Plus, if our dorm wins, we could use the prize money to fix some of the broken furniture in the lounge. It's a win-win. Student 2, yeah, I see your point, but I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. First of all, sorting waste can be confusing. What if someone doesn't know where to put certain items? Are they going to put up detailed signs or anything? And sure, people might get excited about the competition at first, but once the novelty wears off, they'll probably go back to old habits. And what about contamination? If people throw the wrong stuff in the bins, all the recycling could get ruined anyway. It just feels like a lot of effort for something that might not work long term. Listening prompt. The professor provides a specific example. When wolves were removed from Yellowstone National Park in the early 20th century, it caused an overpopulation of elk. With fewer predators, elk fed excessively on young willow and aspen trees, leading to a decline in vegetation. This affected animals like beavers, which rely on willow for building their dams. When wolves were reintroduced decades later, their presence reduced the elk population, allowing vegetation to recover. This, in turn, restored habitats for birds and other species, showing how a single predator can influence the entire ecosystem. Task 4. Integrated Speaking, Academic Lecture, Listening Prompt. The professor discusses a concept in business innovation. Crowdsourcing is a problem-solving strategy where organizations rely on contributions from large groups of people, often through online platforms. For example, a company might hold an open design contest for a new product logo. This method is cost-effective and allows businesses to gather ideas from diverse perspectives that they might not have internally. Crowdsourcing can also be used for funding, as seen in platforms like Kickstarter, where individuals collectively fund creative projects. However, there are challenges, too. Companies may face difficulties in ensuring the quality of contributions, and disputes over intellectual property can arise if contributors feel their ideas were not properly credited.
Answer: if I could improve one aspect of my daily routine, I would focus on organizing my mornings more effectively. At the moment, my mornings are often rushed because I don't have a clear plan for the day ahead. I find myself scrambling to get ready, which makes me feel stressed and disorganized. To improve this, I would wake up just 15 minutes earlier and take some time the night before to prepare my breakfast, pack my bag, and lay out my clothes. By doing so, I would have a calmer, more organized start to the day. This small change would have a significant impact on my productivity. With more time in the morning, I could plan out my priorities for the day, mentally prepare for tasks, and avoid starting off with a sense of panic. Additionally, reducing the time spent in the morning rush would make me feel more focused and energized throughout the day. Overall, a smoother morning routine would help me stay more organized and less stressed, which would improve both my personal well-being and my performance in daily tasks. Answer: the university announced a new recycling initiative designed to promote sustainability on campus. Starting next month, recycling bins for paper, plastic, and metal will be installed in dormitories, academic buildings, and common areas. To encourage participation, there will be a competition among dorms to see which one recycles the most. The winning dorm will receive a cash prize to fund community improvements. Additionally, the university plans to hold workshops to educate students on proper recycling methods and the environmental impact of waste. The first student strongly supports this initiative. They feel that the new bins will make it much easier for students to recycle. Reducing waste on campus. They also think the competition is a clever idea because students are naturally competitive, which will motivate them to participate. Furthermore, they believe the prize money could be used to improve dorm facilities, such as fixing furniture in the lounge, which benefits everyone. In contrast, the second student is more skeptical. They believe that sorting waste can be confusing for students, especially if the bins aren't labeled clearly. They also doubt the long-term impact of the competition, arguing that people might lose interest once the novelty wears off. Additionally, they worry about contamination. If students throw the wrong items into the bins, it could make the entire batch of recyclables unusable. They feel this initiative might require too much effort for limited results. Answer: the reading explains the domino effect in ecosystems, where a change in one species can trigger a series of reactions that impact other species and the environment as a whole. This emphasizes how interconnected ecosystems are, as even small disruptions can lead to significant consequences. For example, removing a predator could result in an overpopulation of prey, leading to vegetation loss and affecting other species that depend on that vegetation. The professor expands on this concept using Yellowstone National Park as an example. When wolves were removed from the park in the early 20th century, the elk population grew unchecked because there were no predators to control them. This led to overgrazing, particularly of willow and aspen trees. The loss of these plants had a ripple effect on other species. For instance, beavers, which rely on willow to build their dams, began to disappear. Without their dams, wetlands dried up, affecting birds, fish, and other animals that depended on those habitats. When wolves were reintroduced decades later, they helped reduce the elk population. This allowed the vegetation to recover, restoring the habitats that beavers, birds, and other species rely on. This example clearly demonstrates how the presence or absence of one species, in this case, the wolf, can profoundly impact an entire ecosystem, illustrating the domino effect described in the reading. Answer: the professor describes crowdsourcing as a business strategy where organizations gather ideas, solutions, or funding from large groups of people, often through online platforms. This approach leverages the collective creativity and expertise of the public to solve problems or develop new products. One example provided is a company holding an open design competition for a logo. This method allows the company to receive a variety of creative ideas at a low cost compared to hiring a professional design team. Crowdsourcing can also involve funding, as seen with platforms like Kickstarter, where individuals contribute small amounts of money to support creative or entrepreneurial projects. One significant advantage of crowdsourcing is its cost-effectiveness. By tapping into a large group of contributors, companies can access a wealth of ideas without spending excessive resources. Another advantage is the diversity of perspectives, as input from people with different backgrounds can lead to innovative solutions that might not have been considered internally. However, the professor also points out some challenges. Ensuring the quality of contributions can be difficult because not all ideas will meet the company's standards. For example, in a logo competition, many submissions may be unusable, requiring the company to sift through a large volume of low-quality entries. Another challenge is intellectual property disputes. If contributors feel their ideas are not properly credited or rewarded, it can lead to legal or reputational issues for the organization. In summary, While crowdsourcing offers opportunities for innovation and cost savings, it requires careful management to address its potential downsides, such as quality control and intellectual property concerns.